hot summer days. In Coeur d'Alene tonight, the police chief asking for changes in city code in an effort to stop it. But first, we are tracking several new wildfires burning in Latah, Stevens, and Ferry counties. Tonight, the latest on acreage burns so far and evacuations. Good evening and thank you for joining us for the KREM 2 Night Report. I'm Mark Hanrahan. We start tonight with our eyes on the scorching hot forecast. In Spokane, we have seen the hottest temperatures of the year yesterday and today. So what's in store for tomorrow? For the answer, we get outside right now to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy the Goo.
Mark, believe it or not, here we sit this late at night and it is still hot. Near 80 degrees out there and temperatures are well above the seasonal norms, even this late at night. Believe it or not, our average high temperature on September 2nd in Spokane is about 79 degrees. This is incredible. In the next couple of days, we're expected to be every bit as warm. Heat advisories and extreme heat warnings remain in place through Thursday for temperatures ranging between 95 and 105 degrees. We have seen some air quality drops due to some ongoing wildfires burning around the region, and most of those are in Stevens and Ferry County. Took a second to get there. Stevens and Ferry County, and that's where we are going to see those air quality drops, but expect a little more of a smoky haze as we wake up tomorrow morning. We're going to hang on to that the next couple of days because we don't have any big change in our weather pattern. We drop down into the 60s overnight, but climb back to near 100 degrees tomorrow. We're under a weather impact alert during the day tomorrow and Thursday for temperatures so hot that it is going to be dangerous. Friday, we start our cool down that takes us into a much cooler next week.
All right, sounds good. Jeremy will check back in with you later in the show. Well, the heat and its impact on your pets took center stage at tonight's Coeur d'Alene City Council meeting. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy was at that meeting and explains tonight.
We know that you're still pretty cool, buddy.
Nick Jameson plays with his dog Alex at McEwen Park. He says the warmer weather this week's making him do more to try and have his 10-year-old pup beat the heat.
He's always been such a good boy. He's our great family dog, and we just try our best to take care of him, and periodically we bring him to the lake because he loves the water.
It's an attentiveness to his pet the city of Coeur d'Alene wants emphasized during hotter days.
You can't leave your pets unattended in a vehicle when the weather's this warm.
Coeur d'Alene Police Chief Lee White says animal control officers respond to call after call of pets locked in cars by themselves.
They had seen quite a few instances of either dogs, mostly dogs, left in cars over the summertime inappropriately for long periods of time.
He says last year, animal control officers responded to 110 calls of dogs left in cars, either with the windows slightly rolled down or not at all. So far this year, he says they've responded to 58. He says that's 58 too many, and the heat and livelihood of each dog becomes a risk.
And even just a couple minutes with the windows, either all the way rolled up or even just partially cracked is way, way too hot for those dogs.
Chief White presented his findings to council members on Tuesday, asking that the current city code specifically cite the action of leaving a pet in a car as a form of animal cruelty. In the state of Idaho, leaving a dog unattended in a car is a misdemeanor citation and can come with a fine of up to $5,000 and 6 months of jail time for a first-time offense. He says the change to the city ordinance is due to the state statute not specifying the harm people can be fined for.
It doesn't specifically mention vehicles, and so an individual might be able to challenge a ticket that they receive, and so this would clear that up.
Clearing it up for the community, including Jameson and Alex as they visit from Loon Lake. He says he supports the clarity to the law and urges pet owners to take this heat wave seriously.
Take them into consideration like they're your kids. Just make sure you would take care of them like you would take care of yourself.
In Coeur d'Alene with Alex.
They don't deserve to suffer like that.
Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
Also, tonight, City Council signed off on a contract with the city to start a new training facility for the Coeur d'Alene Police Department. The contract is getting set up with the Coeur d'Alene Structures Incorporated, allocating roughly $129,000 to start setting up the new facility. Many officers attended tonight's meeting in support of the contract being written and are looking forward to what the new place to train will do for the department. And now to our night beat with a quick look at the day's top stories. A truck drove into power poles along Sprague Avenue in Spokane Valley this morning, bringing live wires down onto the roadway below. It happened just past the I-90 overpass. A viewer shot this video right after the crash happened. You can see the power lines strewn across the street there, along with drivers turning onto side roads to avoid the obstacle. That stretch of Sprague was since reopened earlier today. More than 200 people gathered in Coeur d'Alene on Labor Day to protest President Donald Trump and other billionaires they believe are harming the working class. Protesters said they aim to show support for programs like Medicaid, Social Security, and public education. They told the Coeur d'Alene Press that the community response was mostly positive, despite the fact that around 75% of Kootenai County voters supported Donald Trump in the 2024 election. Water experts from across North Idaho are warning of environmental threats to Lake Coeur d'Alene. The group gathered yesterday for a trip across the lake and to talk about its health. Our news partners at the Coeur d'Alene Press found out one area of concern is heavy metals along the lake bed. The metals are expected to stay in place according to the Idaho Department of Environmental Quality. However, increased nutrients from nearby watersheds are entering the lake as well, and that can lead to low oxygen levels that allow the heavy metals to dissolve. Experts say this could lead to more frequent and dangerous algae blooms. And that's it for your Night Beat. For more information on any of these stories, just head to our website. That's KREM.com. Washington State Patrol recently netted a dozen people in a multi-day child exploitation sting. One of them is a former Coeur d'Alene School District employee. In our effort to bring you more to every story tonight, KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy looks into the details.
Yeah, Jonathan Mon faces charges including attempted rape of a child and communicating with a minor for immoral purposes. Court records show he set up a sexual encounter with a teenage girl who turned out to be an undercover cop. A police report details how Mon of Liberty Lake was caught in the accused act during a trip to the battleground area. His arrest, along with 11 others, came during an internet sting dubbed Operation Battleground. WSP's Missing Exploited Children Task Force partnered with several other agencies on the multi-day effort. The police report shows Mon messaged who he thought was a teen girl offering sexual services for money. In reality, it was an undercover detective. These are some of the actual messages logged by that officer from August 23rd. Mon asks to meet up and says he'll bring $150 and condoms. At one point, the undercover cop asks Mon, "You cool with me being younger than I said?" Mon replies, "Just tell me your legal age and leave it at that." A few minutes later, the undercover asks him, "You're cool with me being 13?" Mon replies, "You said it. I didn't ask." He also messaged, "You seem unsure about meeting," and "Want to meet or not," saying he had to meet that night because he was leaving the next day. Mon was arrested just after midnight at a meeting spot he'd arranged for a car date. The Coeur d'Alene School District confirmed to KREM 2 Mon worked there in communications and multimedia between 2019 and March 2025. Mon's due back in Clark County Court on Monday for arraignment. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
All right, don't go to bed just yet. We are currently tracking several wildfires in the region. The updated numbers and evacuations coming up. But first, an attorney over on the west side taking on one of the world's biggest gun manufacturers. Why she says Glock is putting children and families at risk.